Okay, today I'm going to be going over how to paraphrase. Paraphrasing is when we take the author's words and put it into our own words. And this is a great strategy to use because this is how we avoid plagiarism, which is claiming that someone else's words are ours. What I'm going to do today is go over 3 different paraphrasing strategies and then show you how to do them with my example. So the first paraphrasing strategy is something called read, cover, retell. Read, cover, retell is where you read the quote from the text to yourself a few times, and then when you feel like you understand what it means, you cover it up with your hand, and then with the text covered up, you retell what that text was about in your own words without looking at it. By blocking out the words, this really helps you to try to figure out in your own words what it says without stealing words from what the author said. Another strategy that you can use is Tarzan talk. Tarzan talk is all about pulling out the most important words. So when I do Tarzan talk, what I do is I take the author's words and I pull out what are the most important words. What are the words that if I took everything else out of the sentence, these are the words that would still tell me what it's all about, okay? What the most important information is. And once I pull those words out, then I'm going to use those own words to write my own sentence. Another paraphrasing strategy that I can do is I can reorder the sentence with new words, which means I can take the existing sentence, reorder the information, and replace some of the words with synonyms. So I'm probably going to want to use a dictionary or a thesaurus to help out with this. Make sure, though, that the sentence still makes sense. You don't want to just reorder a bunch of stuff around and use different words and then have it make no sense to your readers. Okay? So you're going to be doing your paraphrasing in Google Docs. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up your subtopic sort on your iPad, and then you're going to want to create a new Google Doc. When I create that new Google Doc, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and title what subtopic I'm working on. You're going to do one for subtopic 1, one for subtopic 2, and one for subtopic 3. Today I'm going to work on subtopic 3. So I type subtopic number 3, and then I'm also going to label my doc here, subtopic number 3. I take a look back at my subtopic sort notes, and I see that my subtopic number 3 is all about accomplishments. So I'm going to type accomplishments here. Now what I need to do is start paraphrasing. So I'm going to go back to my subtopic sort on my iPad, and I'm going to scroll down to my very first sentence, or sentences. And these are the first sentences that I need to put into my own words. There's a couple different ways that I can do this. I have my strategies to use. I can do read, cover, retell, I can do Tarzan talk, or I can reorder the sentence with new words. So let's take a look at this piece of information. It says, Mark Coyle announced Thursday that Lindsay Whalen, one of the most decorated players in women's basketball history, will return to the University of Minnesota as the new head women's basketball coach at her alma mater. Well, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the strategy of reordering the sentence and using new words. So when I look at this, it looks like, so Mark Coyle announced that Lindsay Whalen, so I'm going to look for a different word from announced. Well, I could say that he said, because that's about the same thing, or that it says that she's going to be the new basketball coach, so I could say that she was hired to be the new basketball coach too. It says that she was one of the most decorated players in women's basketball history. She's going to be coaching at the University of Minnesota, and she's going to be the new head women's basketball coach. Alma mater, if I look on that up in the dictionary, it tells me that an alma mater is a school where someone has been to. So I'm going to take this information, I'm going to write it in my own words. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to start to type it up. And I'm going to peek back and forth so that I make sure I get the information correct. Okay, so Lindsay Whalen was hired, there's that word I'm using instead, as the new head women's basketball coach for the University of Minnesota. I'm going to peek back and see, is there anything else missed? Okay, so I got that it's from the University of Minnesota, that it's Lindsay Whalen, and that it's for the University of Minnesota, but I forgot to say something about that that's where she used to play, so I'm just going to add another sentence in there. Lindsay Whalen was hired as the new head women's basketball coach for the University of Minnesota, where she used to play. So I just added that information on at the end. So I've got that sentence put into my own words, so I'm going to hit the enter return button and do some space and go on to my next one. So now I'm going to scroll down to my next one, and I'm going to read this one. I have so many special memories at the University of Minnesota. I can't tell you how excited I am to have the opportunity to make more, said Whalen. Becoming the head coach here at the U and being a Gopher again is a dream come true. At every level, basketball has given me so much. I've learned from so many great players, coaches, and mentors, and now I have a chance to share that knowledge and help shape the new generation of Gopher stars. I'm ready to get started. So I've used the reorder sentence strategy, so I'm going to try the read, cover, retell strategy. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read that quote to myself one more time, and I'm going to cover it up with my hand and see if I can retell in my own words what it was about. So I'm going to reread it, and then I'm thinking about, okay, what is this about? Because I know in just a moment I'm going to cover it up and have to tell it in my own words. I have so many special memories at the University of Minnesota. I can't tell you how excited I am to have the opportunity to make more, said Whalen. Becoming the head coach here at the U and being a Gopher again is a dream come true. At every level, basketball has given me so much. I've learned from so many great players, coaches, and mentors, and now I have the chance to share that knowledge and help shape the new generation of Gopher stars. I'm ready to get started. Okay, so I'm going to cover that up now on my iPad, and I'm going to type it up here. And I'm going to ask myself, what was this quote about? Well, I'm remembering that Lindsay Whalen is really excited to be the new coach of the Gopher women's basketball team. Now I remember her saying that it was a dream come true, and I see right here that she said it's a dream come true. I really want to use those words, but those are the exact same words the author used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write those words in quotation marks. I'm going to say, she said that it is a dream come true. And then because I use the author's words and not mine, after that quote, in parentheses, I need to put who my author was. And I look over here and I see that my author was the NCAA. So I'm going to type NCAA like that, just right after those quotation marks. And anytime you use the author's words, you want to make sure that you put which author's words those are. She said that it is a dream come true to be in this role. And then the last part was, she was talking about that she's excited to teach people things. So I'm going to add that on the end here. She said it's a dream come true to be in this role and that she can't wait to teach her players lessons that she learned. Okay, I'm going to check back to make sure, okay, my wording isn't the same as my author's, so I'm good to go. All right, now I'm going to scroll down to my next one. Okay. In international competition, Whalen was a key piece to dominant performances by Team USA in World Championship and Olympic competition. Whalen played for 2 gold medal teams at the World Championships and also has won 2 Olympic gold medals. So my last strategy that I can use is Tarzan talk. So what I'm going to do is look back at this and pull out the most important words. Well, it's about Lindsay Whalen, so she's definitely an important word. Whalen, who did she play for? Team USA, that seems pretty important. She played for the Olympics, that also seems really important. And World Championships. And she won 2 gold medals. So it's probably important to see that she had those. So let's see if this is the most important information. Whalen, Team USA, Olympic competition, World Championship, gold medals. Okay. Well, I should probably also highlight this word played too, because it's really important to tell people that she was playing. So let's see if I can make a sentence out of these words. I'm going to hit return and type again. So Waylon played for Team USA in, let's check and see back what it was. It was in the World Championships and the Olympics. In the World Championships and Olympics, and won 2 gold medals. So I took those words that were important words and I used those words to make a sentence. I'm going to continue to do this with every quote in my subtopic sort for that subtopic. I'm going to be putting them into my own words and remembering that if I ever use the author's words, I put quotation marks around it and then give credit to which author's words those are. Hope this was helpful.